Hi, all of you. Today we will discuss one of the important standards on audit, SA 230, Audit Documentation, which is one of the important standards as far as the CA examination is concerned, 5 to 10 marks. Before I move into the standards, first my question start with you. Every work will have a procedure to accomplish, to finish that work. For an example, washing of cloth. There is a start point, starting with taking the bucket, filling half size of the water into the bucket, mixing the sufficient enough detergent, dip the cloth inside the bucket for half an hour. After that, start washing, then put that clothes on sunlight. The washing procedure is over. Washing the cloth, one procedure, one example I told you, isn't it? Every job will have a procedure to start it and to end it. Documentation means recording those procedure, how I accomplish the work. That is documentation. That means make other understand how I am accomplishing a job, isn't it? Cooking normal nowadays, starting many menus with YouTube, with the help of YouTube, people are preparing the food. There it clearly mentioned how to start. What are the procedure to make chicken tikka? Go through YouTube. There is a start point. Take onion, take chicken, this, that, and accomplish that cooking process. Others will understand. That's the basic purpose of documentation. Other party, third party, by seeing it, must understand that the basic concept of documentation, auditing is what? An examination. It's a testing procedure, tests how I am accomplishing the duty, audit work. There's a start point, there is an end point. Record it. Why record it? The third party, other person, by going through my documentation, must understand how I am performing my audit work. This is the basic objective of audit documentation. Procedure, just like washing of clothes or cooking. It's a start point, many process, many procedure. Somebody will prepare it, isn't it? Somebody will review it. How I am accomplishing a particular audit work, documenting it, recording it. And one of the important questions for CA examinations are utilities of audit documentation. I said already, to understand third party in a clear manner how I am accomplishing a work. I am a new person to the CA firm, a new articled. My boss is assigning me a new audit work. How I will understand how this procedure, how I will do this work? Go read the documentation of previous years. You will get an idea why, because it tells about how a work is accomplished. How can I do a work? It's a kind of a tutorial for me. I'm a new person. I will understand by going through the previous year's work file. I will understand how I accomplished, how these people previous year accomplished this work. A reviewer. A reviewer means an external person to the CFO. By going through the audit documentation, we'll understand how these firms has, what quality of work they have. By reading through the documentation, we'll understand. Understand the third person. Understand the third person not connected with this. Everybody will understand the basic purpose. Tomorrow, if fraud cases arise, cases is pending with the court. By showing this documentation, advocate and the judges will understand how qualitative way how I performed my duties, isn't it? Then assigning the staffs, I am a boss of the CA firm. I'm a boss. Being a boss, how I will understand my subordinates are performing the duty according to my way. I want to supervise it. I want to guide them. I want to check whether there is any deficiencies in their work. How can just go through the audit documentation, we'll get the clue they are performing to the standards of my CA firms. So these are certain utilities of the audit documentation. Planning means previous year documentation I am taking. I will understand certain areas. Previous year, certain frauds has happened. So we should be cautious in certain aspects. How will and how? By going through the audit documentation. The purpose is to understand third person. It's the main purpose of audit documentation. What is audit documentation? A recording of the audit procedure means auditing is a work, a set of tasks, work, procedure, actions through which that task is accomplished. Somebody will do the work. Work cannot do automatic way. Some staffs has to do the work, isn't it? Then somebody else has to check whether the staffs has performed the work according to the standards, whether there is any deficiencies in their work. Somebody has to review it. Date, time, everything will be there. This is the audit documentation. Then, now my point of discussion will be the filing audit working papers. There are two different kind of audit files you must please understand. One is the permanent audit file. What is permanent audit file? This is the file. If I'm going for a company, one example I will tell you. Memorandum of Association. It is a static document. Every year memorandum will not change unless there is any requirement is there. Articles of Association, important deeds, rent agreements and contracts. Every year these documents won't change. It is more static and permanent in nature, which all those documents assembling in one place, it is called the permanent audit file. Second one is the current audit file. I told you auditing is a work or certain procedures through which the work is accomplished. Current year, this year, I am assembling whatever work I performed. I am documenting it and filing it in my current year audit file. After the audit is accomplished, every task is over, report is issued. There is a time frame to file this. Normally, everything will be on a paper. It's my duty to file it within 180 days after the audit report is issued. I have to assemble all those papers in one file. It's current audit file, which has to be preserved for a period of 7 years. After 7 years, it is not legal statutory obligation. It is my work file, so that it's my property. Even if I'm resigning from the particular client's place, I need not hand over it. I need not hand over my working file because it is my property. I have to preserve it for a period of 7 years. If there's any issues arises, it will act as an audit evidence. So these are the certain basic aspects about audit documentation. So thank you for watching this video and have a nice day, wonderful day ahead.